All right, good afternoon, everyone.
Hello.
So as you can see, today we're going to be talking a little bit about how you can implement instructional computer technology into your classroom. So, with that being said, what are some ways that you all implement technology into your lessons or into your class? Yeah, Mr. G.
So I teach a lesson, and then we get on Chromebooks and we play a review game.
Okay, games.
IXL
IXL. What's IXL?
is a math, science, and language arts computer program.
That offers differentiation
Okay,
and
perfect.
gives direct answers and if they get a question wrong, so it guides them how to get the right answer.
I don't know if y'all know this or not, but there are actually technology standards for students and for educators. We're not going to go through all of them. Just going to look at them real quick. So these are standards for the educators. Where's my mouse? So just stuff like, set professional goals, thinking about how you can use technology in your classroom, how you can be a leader and share those ideas you have and work with your peers. Like I said, we're not going to go through all those, but an ISTE, as you can see here, International Society for Technology and Education. Just real quick, this student. So we want students to be empowered, using technology. We want them to be able to be digital citizens, knowing how to use technology and what ways to use it. Moving on. All right, so when using technology in the class, there's a Triple E framework, okay? So when you use technology in your class, you should be engaging students. The technology should enhance the students' learning, and then it should extend outside of the classroom. So just real quick, with engaging, engagement's not about using specific tech tools, but rather putting the learning outcomes first and using the technology to, technology first, blah, 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 blah. Put learning outcomes first and tech choices second. So the meat of the lesson, your pedagogy and all that stuff, and then the technology should enhance the lesson. Engage needs of learners first, like I said, and then tech tools second, and then allow students to focus on the assignment with less distraction. And then hopefully the technology motivates the students, and hopefully it causes a shift in the behavior where they go from being passive to active social learners. And then with the enhancement, this is really important. The technology does not take place of teacher methods and pedagogy. And I think we all kind of learned that a little bit back when COVID first started because we didn't really have a choice. We had to use technology. It should develop a more sophisticated understanding of learning goals, creates ways to make it easier to understand. So the technology, like I said, should enhance the learning. It doesn't take place of it. It just helps you and helps the student. And then create paths for students to demonstrate their understanding of learning goals. And we'll talk about a few ways we can do that. And then lastly, extend. So we should make sure it offers opportunities for students to learn outside of their typical school day. And then it should help create a bridge between student school learning and their everyday life. So we need to make that connection. And then the TPAC, it's a model that helps teachers consider how their knowledge domains intersect in order to teach and engage students with technology. So as you can see here, we have our technological content knowledge, so what you know about technology, and then your content knowledge. So basically it is putting technology within your content knowledge, your pedagogy, and then obviously your knowledge of technology. So why do students benefit from using tech in the classroom? Can anybody give me an example of how this would benefit a child by using technology?
Gives them access to things they wouldn't be able to experience inside a normal classroom.
Okay.
I know some students are much quicker at typing than they are writing.
Right. And they, yeah, I think they grew up with technology, unlike us. They've always had it. So it's kind of second nature to them. So by integrating technology into classrooms, it allows for more effective communication between students and teachers, as well as students and their peers. It creates a space for students to have a voice in their learning, and students are empowered to take responsibility of their own learning, whether it be through feedback, projects, or learning activities that respect their individuality. Okay, that's a key thing here with technology. It offers students a chance to be themselves. And then having opportunities and support to learn and understand how to use technology creatively, effectively, and safely. Okay, we all know how to use technology, of course, but I think we could all do a better job of using that to enhance our lessons. And then just implementation, just a few ways we could implement technology into our class. Gamified learning, digital field trips, integrating social media, student feedback, digital content, using shared online classroom calendar, review and critique web pages, incorporating videos and multimedia lessons, and then online activities for students. So gamified learning, you know, it is what it sounds like. Like some.
We did it today.
Yeah. Somebody said something
all the
earlier.
time.
Yeah, look at it or whatever. So learning should be fun, and I think the more fun students have, the more they learn. They may not know it, but subconsciously they are learning through games. So learning software can be great, can be a great teaching tool. Gamified learning can also be as simple as creating a virtual scavenger hunt, you know, little things. Coming up with a list of questions for students to search, and then find the correct answer. So Blookett's an example, Nearpod, Kahoot. I'm sure you guys use there's tons out there. But
Math games.
yeah, math games. GimKit. Digital field trips, you know, with COVID and all this stuff going on, sickness, illness, digital field trips are pretty effective, and for the most part they're free. So you don't have to pay for the bus and transportation and all that stuff. But it's growing more and more in popularity, like I said, due to the cost effectiveness. Some good examples of this would be Google, and there's a few more apps. You can virtually explore pretty much anything. Parks, monuments, forests, whatever. But digital field trips, you can do it within a class period, and it's not like an all-day thing. You don't have to leave the school. And a lot of times, kids like doing that stuff. You know, last year we did a 3D virtual field trip, and so that was pretty cool to see, because it was like they were actually there.
A lot of museums started doing the virtual tours once COVID hit, because
Mhm.
there weren't art museums and stuff.
And integrating social media. You know, students spend a lot of time already on Instagram and Twitter, Facebook, whatever. I don't even know what all they have out there. But maybe it would be good to have like a class Twitter page or whatever. I know it gets kind of tricky sometimes, but maybe we could integrate it into our classroom. Maybe it would be an innovative way to use technology. Students will be able to connect to the curriculum, classroom resources, and to each other. So whether it be a Facebook group in specific, where you post discussion topics, or even develop unique classroom Twitter hashtags, students can discuss these lessons or ask questions that they may have. So like I said, some schools may not like that idea, and I think Google Classroom may be a alternative to this, but just an idea. Then digital content. So it's a great way for students to display their talents, you know, as well as their individuality. Gives them a chance to be creative, you know, by creating content is most effective when students are able to express themselves in ways that highlight their personal strengths or learning styles, things that they're good at. So it could be blogs, videos, podcasts, creating a flyer, digital art, well, whatever it is, you know, everybody has their preference. But my kids really like Canva a lot. It's kind of like Google Slide, except there's a whole lot of different things that you can do with Canva. And then Flipgrid is you guys ever used Flipgrid before?
We used it a lot last year.
So they can like talk and record themselves. They like doing that too, sometimes. But digital content is another great way for students to learn. And then a classroom calendar, I think most of us do this, but post assignment dates, classroom events, and they're all in one central location, so it helps both students and teachers. And then to even go a step further, you could share this calendar with the parents. That way, they're in the loop and they're involved. That way, everybody's on the same page. And then we've always heard saying, don't trust everything you see on the internet. Well, most of our kids do, unfortunately. But a good way to help with that problem would be to review and to critique certain web pages. So, like I said, you can find anything on the internet, but much of what we find isn't always that reliable. I remember in school they used to always say, don't use Wikipedia. I'm like, why? There's everything I need right here. Whatever. So our students should be empowered with digital literacy to be able to look at and analyze reliable web pages, knowing where they can get their information from. The sooner we do that, I feel like the better off they'll be in the long run. And then video, multimedia lessons and presentations. Make the lesson fun for the kids, essentially. Whether it be with visual effects, photos, videos, music, whatever. Whether it be slideshows, Google Slides, inviting virtual guest speakers to engage with your class via programs designed for conference calls. Canva, Skype, Google Hangouts, Nearpod, Kahoot, Edpuzzle, and even FaceTime are all great examples. And creative ways to boost engagement with lessons while teaching the benefits of technology and multimedia use. So I think we all use this one frequently as far as Google Slides are concerned, and Nearpod, Kahoot. I know we're all big Kahoot players. Okay, so from this, is there anything that you could do differently within your class? Is there any other ways that you could effectively incorporate technology into your lesson to enhance your lesson?
I'd have used a whole lot of videos to probably gain more interest in the kids rather than hearing me talk all the time.
And let's think about our special ed students. How would this technology benefit them with differentiation and like universal design? Or even our advanced kids. I like the option of having choices.
Yeah.
We all like certain things. So I think it's important for them to be able to choose what they're good at rather than something that they're not very good at.
Well, it's just like with IXL, you can challenge them, You
Right.
can challenge 6th grade advanced students with 7th grade or 8th grade math. You can, make it available for special ed kids to do 5th grade math if they need to.
Mhm.
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
And like I said, the technology shouldn't be the focus of your lesson. Rather, it should amplify your lesson, enhance it, give it a little more power, back it up a little bit. Anybody have any questions for me? So hopefully we can start incorporating a little bit more technology into our classrooms to the benefit of our students. We might be surprised about the outcomes, the learning outcomes. All right.